Hey guys, currently in a match with player Stash. I don't commonly see him in the standard Chainsaw Massacre event, but he played in Michelle's tournament, and he seems like a fairly good player, friendly guy. So, or gal, I don't know. So we're on Death and Taxes. We've been doing a few things to the deck, to the board really, and then one random thing. And actually, you see the card that we're testing out in the deck right now. The reason I kind of wanted to play this deck a little more is to test out Tower of the Magistrate. This is not a keepable hand though, so unfortunately, this is not going to be the test bed by which we test this card out. 7-lander is not playable. This hand, however, is. It's just slow. Put that to the bottom. So I kind of like having a high land count with a wasteland. We do have a turn 2 threat, depending on what he plays. If he's playing a monocolored deck, or a deck with a lot of basics like we see there, which is kind of disappointing because obviously we don't want to see a swamp. We want to see a non-basic first. That's not bad. We're going to play this out first. We could be walking into Wasteland, but if he wants to spend his turn Wastelanding us, we're fine with the land count that we have. Well, I think Thalia's Lieutenant makes the most sense, although the Flyer is kind of nice too. Path to Exile may be randomly great. I think we need more creatures with this hand, so let's do this. Let's set up the Sarah Avenger, I think. And we have to put the tower, unfortunately, to the bottom. That's the card I want to be testing. And really, like I said, I mean, it's going to be tough to test it because it's really only good in very specific cases. But because it's only a land card, I'm still able to get after... Oh, what's he got going on here? Interesting. Well, I'm not going to play into obvious removal. I will play the Containment Priest on his turn, then attempt to resolve the sword on my own. Well, it depends. He may hit us with a Hymn to Turek, but if he had it, he would have played it last turn. So what do we see here? Some mono-aggressive black card. Okay. Let's play this out. I think we discard the Wasteland and likely the even a Mind Sensor, I think. Yeah. Okay. Even Mind Sensor is just less efficient. And I don't. If he's on a monocolored deck, well, he's on mono discard. Okay. Interesting. Then we see what we draw here. Okay. Yeah, we're going to play our creatures out. If he wants to hit our hand, he can hit our hand all day long. Now, if he has mass removal, this could be very bad. But if he has target removal, the Benevolent Bodyguard kind of rationalizes this play. And really, Sword's not going to be great against his deck. I mean, he's just going to remove it. Benevolent Bodyguard just make it better. Now, if we get hit with, a Mutilate, that's very, very bad for us. Mutilate or a Damnation. There's a lot of cards that are bad here. Okay, well, we're going to get hit with this. So, let's give this card Protection from Black. He can do it in response. Okay. We can hit our Containment Priest, but I think our Containment Priest is actually worse than the Precinct Captain, because Precinct Captain just makes more threats in and of itself. I think he may be reanimating. I don't know, but he's down to 4 cards. I mean, obviously we're down to 1, which is not phenomenal, but he's down a lot of cards right now. Okay, well, at least we'll get this on the board so we know it's not getting discarded, and it'll force him to remove our creatures. And that's why I kind of liked having the Precinct Captain in play, because it allows us to generate another creature with which we can put this Sword of Fire and Ice on. And actually, we intend on equipping the non-Precinct Captain card, the Soldier token, because it'll force him to use removal if he doesn't want us to get up on cards. That's likely what's going to happen here if he's passing the turn, unless he just passed. Okay, so he has Twilight Mire. He needs mana, evidently. Okay, well, let's do this to see if he plays around it. Or see if he kills this thing. I mean, he can't really play around it. He has to use a card on this unless he wants me to draw a card. It's kind of a pickle for him. He obviously wanted me to... Okay, well, he's not going to do that. Okie doke. Well, we'll attack him with both. He may have an edict effect to force us to make the decision. And I think it's still an easy decision. I don't think we go for the extra card. I think we go for... Okay. Interesting. That was a smart call. He had to kill that thing, though. That's why he didn't want to do it there. Okay. Do R2. Cool. Land. And we'll just put this little thing in play. This is fine. Do we exile a creature? No, we don't. We don't really care about gaining life here. Okay. No, I don't want to. And the reason being is because we have a Hallowed Spirit Keeper in deck, and our life total does not seem to be under threat here. Our hand size most certainly is, but our life total is not. You know, and the reason I presented two, I mean, he could have mass removal, but if he only has targeted removal, this forces him into a decision cycle. And if he plays like a big creature card, we can obviously remove it. Warren Weirding. Target player sacrifices a creature. That's actually not bad for us. Well, we'll sacrifice this thing. Oh, I guess... Oh, it's a goblin with sacrifice this way. Okay, interesting. So you must have more removal for this. I like the all-removal deck. I don't know what this deck does against a Resolved Planeswalker, to be honest. Alright, Tribute to Hunger. So you'll gain 3 life. Okay, interesting. Let's sacrifice this and dig a little deeper in the deck. Okay, well, we miss. We're still fine if he plays a creature. He's on 1 card. We're on 2, you know. I don't think our position is great. What does this thing do? Whenever Fiend of the Shadows do something, the player exiles a card from his hand. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that card's pretty cool. But what we'll do is this. We'll get rid of it. And then we'll play on our Jotun Grunt. And that'll put him into more cards, which is not a good thing to be. Like, we're in a top deck war, and I really don't want him drawing more cards. He obviously plays a lot of removal. But my guess is I play more creatures than he does removal. And if he just manages to miss this turn, then Sword of Fire and Ice will likely take over the game. It'll just put us up on cards to a high extent. Okay, so we have Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Cool. Cool card. And obviously because it fixes for him automatically. That was a good top deck. He could just get like one of our Swords to Plowshares or something, or Path to Exile. But like I said, I kind of like my top deck, and Geddon, you know, if this creature lives, would be a very solid top deck. I would likely just blow up the board. We have no clue what he got. Likely removal would be my guess. Or he's going to pop the clue. This could be, he's tapping 2 mana. It could be a Journey to Nowhere. Yeah, okay. Well, we guessed it. That's what he found, is removal. But that doesn't really worry me that much. I mean, if that's what he spent his time getting with the Gonti, that's okay. I mean, all we have to do is draw a creature. And we do. Pretty much one of the best ones in our deck right now, as it has protection outside of Edict effects from everything in his deck. So, I like that draw a lot. Obviously, our top deck's live. Now Geddon would be the best draw. If he cannot deal with this. If he gets through an Edict and we just probably are in trouble again. We're in a worse spot. We'll see. He needs an Edict. He's already blown 2. Has no attacks. Okay, one of them was a Swamp. So this is looking pretty good. Well, that is not Geddon. But let's see what we draw off the sword. We'll get his creature out of the way. And because of Double Strike, this is even like more just like horrendous. Just disgusting, you know? I mean, it may be concession worthy, I don't know. Well, here's what we'll do. We're going to leave the land in hand. We'll play this thing out. Just to make Damnation a non-live draw. He didn't draw an Edict last turn, so let's just play around Damnation and Edict. Because he can't live through next turn if he doesn't have it. Smother. Okay. Cool. Now it's Edict or Bust. Maybe we should have played both out just in that case. I figured he probably had targeted removal. If he draws it, he draws it, but... Okay, well that's probably game. And we'll just shore up that fact by putting this thing into play. Because if he has it, we're going to make him pop it right now. Okay, he doesn't have it. Cool. I just wanted to know, just to inform decision making. Because if he does Edict in response to that spell, then, you know, we have to develop our board again. Exile off. Okay. Okay. Well, he gains a lot of life here, but this is still a beating. I don't think he can beat this card advantage. I mean, this is like just prolonging the inevitable, I think. This is a soldier. No, it's a knight. This happens to be a soldier, though. Yeah, I think we just keep this in our hand and force him to deal with what we got going on. He's still dead next turn. I mean, this doesn't really lengthen his clock. It lengthens his clock by 1 turn, even though we went up to 24 life. Yeah, okay. That was, as they call it, a beating. Parallax Wave's interesting. This is definitely getting in there. I think this one gets out. I think we want the protection aspect. I think that's it, though. I think that's all we do. Although Recruiter's interesting. Let's consider Recruiter for a moment. It's very slow. And he runs a lot of discard. I don't expect I'll be able to play what I want to be able to play with that, which is likely the Mirror Crusader. The turn that the Recruiter comes into play, which means his discard is alive against us. Yeah, let's leave it out. Let's leave that one out. I don't know. It's more of a V control card. And actually, I've been considering... I can't think of it right now. The card that searches for 2 1-drops is like an anti-control tech card. It really just depends on what matchup you intend on seeing. Alright, this hand looks great. I'm not going to say it's great against him. I mean, 1 Massacre or 1 Mutilate just wipes our board. But Thalia seems okay. Him to Turak is obviously what we don't want to see. First turn discard would be bad too. None of that, however. Well, that's a great draw. Yeah, it looks like we're going to curve out pretty well. I think Thalia is still our turn 2 play. Leonin Arbiter is really just a hate card for the greedy decks. Hey, he's Metal Misstep in his deck. That's interesting. It's a weird board card for that deck. And I'm really fine with him taking 2 damage to misstep that. That's, okay, I hope you have land. You don't have land? Yeesh. Maybe he's blue-black. I don't see that. It looked like he was more of a, a monocolored deck. But if he doesn't have land, that's going to be probably close to good games. Okay, well, Thalia's going to make everything just a little bit more, so even when he finds the land drop, he must have a powerful hand, like a Hymn to Turek, possibly. He's got something that's very hateful, I would assume. So I think what we do is this. I think we just go for it. If he has, like, the Massacre, which Massacre's even playable, so he'd have to tap the Swamp, so it's definitely playable. If he has that, then we're in trouble. Because that definitely gets Mirror Crusader. But if he doesn't, considering we play next turn, I'm still thinking about going with the Accord because it just closes the game out so rapidly. Yeah. If he drops a land here, we'll consider it. If he drops a land, it may actually be Leonin Arbiter. Yeah. I'm considering he probably has him. I'm trying to think of why you would keep that otherwise. Wait. Alright, what's the best card here? Definitely not Weather Wayfarer. Probably, honestly enough, probably the Spirit, actually. I don't think he's, like, searching his deck. The Aven was the other consideration there. So we'll just play this out and close the game out, like, next turn. And actually, he's obviously not a Massacre. He's not a Massacre, so we'll just play this out. Like, that's just too many threats for him to deal with, even if, like, somehow he managed... I don't know of a way to do it. Other than, like, Massacre, that is the only card I can think of that does it from here. Under the constraints he's under. So, this is definitely a good game if he can't do something. If he cannot Massacre this turn, it's a good game. And even if he can, like, I've got decent follow-up. Okay, yeah, it's game. Yeah, and this deck does definitely punish the greedy keeps. Alrighty. That's a pretty cool deck. I've definitely dabbled in like Suicide Black, never like a mono black control. It's probably decent against this deck. Let's see if he cares for another. And I'll go on a pause if see if he does. Or wait and see. Alright guys, we're off pause now, and we're not going to run back Death and Taxes. Played the deck a lot recently. I'm actually playing Grixis right now. It's a pretty fun deck. I enjoy this deck. This is very similar to Player Dot's deck. I kind of like this. It's slow, but we're on the play. Let's keep it. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up shaping up. We'll see how it shapes up. Undermine is interesting. I think if I get the chase down, I can never lose this matchup. He didn't look like he had a lot of creatures. So if he's on the same deck, I feel pretty confident this is an okay keep. Battered Skull is obviously a great like recurring threat that like Black can't deal with. Now the thing we have to worry about here is just like huge amounts of discard. That will get us. Wasteland, do we fear that? Not too much. It's a slower hand though. Okay, well we'll lose our graveyard. I'm happy to see that, though. It means he doesn't have turn 1 discard. Him to Turek is the card we fear the most on turn 2. I feel like if we can get to turn 3, though, we can probably win. I think we play this thing out just to force his hand. Yeah, let's do that. So what we're going to do is this. This card is not that great, but I think it'll force him to remove this thing on his turn 2 to save his Bachuka Bog. Because putting him down a mana is definitely solid, so I think we'll see him remove this. If he hymns us... It depends on what he gets if he hymns us. Okay, Cruel Edict. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I just want to protect against discard. I feel like if I can get chased down, like I can protect most of my threats, just leave like lands and junk in hand. So we'll play this out. We kind of have to. And what are we hoping to hit? We're hoping to hit an untapped land. But right now we need to protect our hand with Undermine. And or get any of his like decent-sized threats that we can't chase back to hand. So what we see here? 3-mana discard? Like a Mind Rot or something? Seems like he's playing a lot of Mind Rots. I definitely like that Dwarven Miner play. Like I think we definitely, if he had the 2-mana discard, like we definitely forced him. Nightveil Spectre. Well, that's a threat we can't allow, so we don't want to allow. Although we could fix it with Jace. What we'll get here is our Underground Sea, and we will go blue, blue, black, and undermine this thing. So, no, thank you. The 3 damage, random upside to, well, I mean, arguably a worse counterspell. It's 3 mana. Obviously, the 2-mana variety are the ones we want the most. Cool. So, I think we Serum Visions first. So let's Serum Visions first. Yep, we'll tap that land. It's fine. And actually, that was the card we were thinking of. So, let us bottom this and top this. Play on our land, and we're going to not ponder this turn. We may ponder next turn, depends. We may also just leave it in hand, just in case we like end up randomly getting a Force of Will. So we know our top card is Draw. If he plays a creature, we can push it back to hand with Jace and look for some kill spells. And if he plays like a discard spell, we have the Counter Squall to protect our hand, so we can resolve the Jace next turn. Because I think Jace... A lot of his cards are going to be bad against us. So Sign in Blood, I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm okay with that. Because like, I'm about countering the spells that are going to inhibit my ability to win. Which I think Jace is the card I ride to victory here. I think we give him a turn. What's the worst he could resolve? Likely a Planeswalker. So we're going to play this out. We'll use the rest of our lands, plus leave the fetch land open to shuffle away anything we don't want to have with Jace. Which I think we're bound to find something that we don't want. Okay, so let's shuffle it. Let's find some cards. Alright, there's a land, and... I think I actually get rid of the Ponder here. Yeah. I think so. But we'll wait and see what happens and make decisions based upon that. I think we can always find more land with a Jace looking at the top 3 and getting an extra card every turn. Lightning Bolt's up. We're obviously down on counter magic right now. We kind of are showing him an opening. But if it's a creature-based spell, then Jace can bounce it back and we can get on the flippy flop, if you will. Okay, he's missing on lands. That's not a good sign. Especially after a Sign in Blood. Like, it doesn't make sense, really. He should be missing on lands then. That's just poor luck. Unless he's trying to reanimate, that could be it. But if he's doing that, like, I don't like his chances against an active Jace. I mean, Jace in and of itself kind of stops that sort of thing. Okay, Tragic Slip. Okie doke. So we know we have Ponder on top. I kind of like all these cards. I think we wait on the Batterskull. Well then. These are all great. We're going to put back the Bolt, though. I think it's the least pertinent right now. And I still think the Ponder. But we'll wait and make determination on those. I could attack here, but I think I'm going to leave up Mystical Confluence just to get his turn 4 play, his 4 mana play, if he does find a land. If he does not, then I guess that's bad. I don't think I'd mind drawing into both Ponder and land. What was it? Ponder and land. I don't know. We'll see. Ponder's still a strong card. It's just not as valuable when you have an active Jace, obviously. So he must have missed again, or no, he's got a card here. Cabal Ritual. All right, we're gonna let that happen. So he gets 3 mana off of it to cast a 4 mana spell. Gandhi, a Lord of Luxury. So I think what we do here is just remand this back. Yeah, let's just remand this back because he hasn't shown us the ability to recast it. And the Ponder's fine. And then I think we will shuffle at this point because the Lightning Bolt is just like blah, you know. And now that we know he has it, we can kind of play around the card if we need to. I mean, we'll probably just get countered anyways, right? I think this next turn we'll probably look in his hand. And actually, at this point, let's just do this. We'll look at his top card. We're going to start sealing him. We'll start Fate Sealing here. Brain Maggot. Do I care about that? No, I don't really care about that, do I? So, let's ponder. Cool. Well, here's what we'll do. We're going to put Sunken Ruins on the bottom of this pile, Tombstalker, and then Miscalc. Nope. And then what we'll do is we'll play this out. Yeah. I am an art geek. I love good art. I like the interesting art. Who knows why? And you know, actually, for this turn, we'll make him ditch a card. We'll see what's up there in his hand, just to kind of get an estimate, because we can't leave 2 spells up. Skitherix. Wow, that's going deep. Slaughter Pact? Okay, he could cast that. But if he does that, he's accepting some great risk there against, do I care about any of this? Not really. Let's just get rid of the Tombstalker. It's like the biggest, right? Okay. Cool. If he wants to Slaughter Pact us here, he can. That's okay. I don't think he's willing to take that risk against like a random wasteland off the top ropes. You know, it's just risky business. Let this happen. Nah, you know, let's get him. That's what we're doing with Jace right now. Let's just get him. We still have the Mystic Confluence on the following turn. In the Counter Squall. Okay, so he gets it with that. That's fine. I mean, now our top deck is very live. And we know what one of them is, or one of them are right now. So let's see if we can find a Wasteland. Or a means of getting it. Don't believe this deck runs Tainted Pact. We're going to give it a shot, though. I mean, we could Fate Seal him, but I'm going to have counters for days. So, we kind of wouldn't mind hitting a land drop. That leaves Mystic Confluence plus Counter Squall open on his turn. What I'm thinking about doing is like Batterskull. Like I could be like beating him up with that card right now, but like I think I'd prefer to wait till I get to 8 mana on it. It is kind of slow playing, but I mean he can remove creatures for days. So once I get to 8, I mean like that'll just be a card advantage engine. Like every turn, it's going to cost me a lot of mana to do, but I mean, you know, at the same time, like what's he doing simultaneous to that? So what is the riskiest card for us? Probably, I don't even know. Gonti, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. We could just randomly be beating him up with the Wandering Fumarole right now as well. Okay, well, we don't find it. We do find, I kind of like that card right now. So let's put back this and this. Play out this, and then what we'll do is this. We'll just, we'll put this card into play, and we have the Counter Squall to protect it. You could do like Warren Weirding it, if you wanted to. You could also make us discard, but I mean, we can just bounce it with the Jace and get back our Mystic Confluence. So, ergo, you could also Gontius if he draws the land, but he has, oh, I forgot, he has to pay for Slaughter Pact, which is like abysmal, because even if he draws the land he needs to draw, he can't really kill the Kalitas. Not like this card, Kalitas. Okay, he packs it in. That's probably right, too. So what do we think against this deck? Spellskite is interesting. Dark Blast, meh. I don't know. I don't even know if we board in this matchup. What don't I like against it? Because Spellskite is like the only card that I could see bringing in just to like suck down removal, but it's only going to suck down 1. I think we just leave it, guys. Yeah. Most just looks decent against him, you know. I mean, obviously having a higher permanent count. Well, I guess like having a low permanent count, but like the ability to protect a lot of it is not bad either. True Name should be good. Like, Resolve Pyromancer would also be pretty good. Yeah, there's a Pyromancer. I don't know if we'll play it out. We're going to keep this. I don't know if we're going to play it out initially, because I think he's very likely to have a lot of removal. But he may board or play in a way that he mulls out of removal, heavy hands. And then in that case, it could definitely get away. We could definitely get away with more. No turn 1 discard, which is good. Okay, well, I think we'll play this out. If he wastelands it, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. And then, I don't know, I think we may wait on the Pyromancer. I'm not sure yet. If he has a Hymn to Turek, that's not good. And I'm kind of feeling that. Distress, okay. Well, I'll take what you like. A non-land card. My guess would be Young Pyromancer or the Counterspell or Miscalc. Not sure. One of them. The Gurmag Angler will be live, though. It's not really that far off, either. Especially if we're like countering actively. But then again, my guess is he probably has ways to remove Gurmag quite easily on black. Counterspell, interesting. So he has creature removal in hand. And I think that being the case, we likely wait possibly just for that. But he maybe even like 4 mana is better. I'm not just going to like throw the Pyromancer out there. It's an important card for our strategy. Okay. I don't think he runs enough creatures for that to be good. Maybe he does. Okay, cool. We're going to keep on playing these out. Let's force him to have removal here for the young Peasy, as it were. Yeah, we'll play Peasy out. And then we'll pass it back. When he goes to remove it, we'll Spell Pierce it. And just fill up our graveyard even more. What do you have? What removal do you have for it? Okay. Well, he must have much more than that, because I can't imagine playing that if you know I have a Gurmag Angler in hand, which can be targeted by that, but not like Doomblade effects, Ghastly Demises. I guess there's a lot that don't target just non-black creatures, but there's a few now, like Fatal Push. Okay, let's look at this. Badlands was a consideration. I'm sorry, Badlands is not a consideration, so I need to cast this Spell Pierce. Could be a Mental Misstep, which I'd be okay with. Okay. Well, go. F6. I don't have days. No days for days. But if he removes the Pyromancer, which I'm expecting he will, yeah, murder, okay. Then I do have the Gurmag on the following turn. Island, not such a hot draw. He missed a land drop, though, it's worth noting. Here. I have 6 cards exactly. I'm going to get this. No, I would not. And then what we'll do is we'll play this guy out. And the one thing that this runs into is removal plus wasteland, because then he can just do it on his second main. We'll exile all this stuff. Play out the angler, the big zombie fish. And having the elemental here is kind of like why I wanted to set this up, because the elemental does prevent edict effects from getting me. There's still a lot that can get me, though. And I'll save the miscalc for that. If he edicts, I'll just sacrifice the elemental token. But Gurmag Fish is or Gurmag Angler, I call it Gurmag Fish. Cool. Do we let this happen? You know, we probably do. And hope to keep the miscalc? Or is that loose? Okay. YOLO. Got there. Okay. Well, we YOLO'd it pretty hard, and, you know, we have the luck of a champion, I guess. I don't know. That is strong, as they say. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get in there. Yeah, it does stink. And we did get pretty lucky with that hymn. I was like, what are these 2 islands doing for me right now? Like, nothing. Absolutely 0. I think that was the right play, though. I mean, like, I can miscalc that, you know, but, like, really, like, I'm saving that for removal, not discard at that point in the game. Alright, I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just going to keep the removal because I'm beating down, right? Dak is interesting. I don't think I play it down here, though. Even though I don't think he can do a darn thing against a Resolve Planeswalker. He may cast a spell here. If he does, well, we'll probably counter it. And then he can get it on the flip-flop. If it's an Edict, I will let it resolve and lose the Elemental. Okie doke. And he may be at the point where he has to do that, just because he may have 2 of them. And he needs 1 to resolve now. No? Okay. Well, we don't have lethal next turn, technically. So, we're still not winning this. He could just top a land. Okay. Tribute to Hunger. Okay. I'm just going to sacrifice this thing. I'm fine with that. Like, that's... Like I said, that's why I kind of made that play, is to play around cards like that. Okay, so he gets to his 4th land, but does nothing. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to cycle the miscalc. If I had more mana, I would. But I can't counter... I have faith that he has instant speed removal. We'll force him just to keep on doing it on our turn. Or whenever he decides to. We'll just force him to make mistakes, really. I think he'll be smart, though. Hopefully he's disciplined, and if he uses sorcery speed removal, like, that's not good for him. So we'll just counter it and draw in more cards. And eventually, if we hit another land, I mean, we have Dak plus miscalc up. What's a strong one? That is making Dak less and less likely to play, because if he hit a land, we're probably going to use that. Okay, he's down to 3. He's got to remove this thing. If he does, I don't have another threat. Okay, well, now I feel like our probability of winning this game has gone through the roof. Although, he has enough land now that he can cast 2 spells in a turn. We'll see what he does here. If it's a threat, so this... Okay, Gary. Well, I can't imagine he has a way of getting around this. So, counter target spell and draw a card. Yep. Yes, please. Okay, Temple of Epiphany. Interesting. That should be the game, guys. Unless he has Slaughter Pack. Slaughter Pack keeps him in the game. Oh, that's right. Slaughter Pack can't target black creatures, so we got him. Hey, good game, Stash. I definitely appreciate him, man. And I hope if you ever watch these, you'd end up making it out for the 100-card singleton, the Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm going to go on a pause, guys. Alright, guys, we're live again. We're playing against R06... I can't remember his name. RO some numbers. Or R0 and some numbers. We're going to play him again, first with Death and Taxes, just to see if we can get the mythical unicorn of Tower of the Magistrate to bear and test the card out. Then we made one main deck change other than the land. Taking Parallax Wave, putting it in board, and actually bringing Stonecloaker main. Kind of like Stonecloaker. I'm not sure if it's good enough. Because, well, this is not a keepable hand. It's definitely interesting. If I had like one Plains, I'd keep this, because I am that greedy. Yeah, if I had like one Plains land, this would be keepable. It would actually be pure gas. Weathered Wayfarer plus land tax. It's a monster. Cool, man. We're going to mull this. Okay, this is keepable. It's not great, but it's keepable. Yeah, that makes it infinitely more keepable. Sometimes you get lucky, right? And we'll see if he plays around it. I'm not sure what he'll be on. Let's see if he does mine. We may... Okay, no problem. No issues, man. And we're not here to make fun. No issues. I mean... And that's really... I don't play this... I don't play Magic in general. For money or for competition or anything like that. I'm a little competitive with it, but, I don't play it, critically towards other people. Sometimes I will note things that I think are misplays, and sometimes they're not. If you watch my last video, I was dead wrong about a couple things, including Sidisi's Whip and including the Nomad Cleric Human that I thought was a rebel, and namely the Weathered Wayfarer. So I'm wrong just about as much as I'm right, I'm sure. But I also like to point things out, because for me it's learning. For others, for me mostly, I've found that since I've kind of started doing these, for myself and for the community, I think I've gotten more critical of constructing decks, and I think I've probably become a better player too. I don't know if that's true. I still misplay plenty. Well, that's a good one. I think we're just going to play the Inoffense out. Land tax's such a beating. He's on some cool looking deck. Maybe he's going to counter this. Is he all the colors? Is he, what is it, Brant? Or whatever you call, like blue, white, green, black? My guess would be no. He's probably on some sort of like 4-color blood deck, which will be a tougher matchup because he's probably going to have the best removal and the best creatures in the game. But I kind of like what Inoffense does, unless he kills it with like a Lightning Helix here, which he may. Which is really not a bad deal. Well, I guess he doesn't have Lightning Helix. Not a bad deal because I'm on land tax, right? And I'm still going to get gross card advantage. I have the Smuggler's Copter now, which is going to turn into real cards at some point. So he's definitely tutoring quite a bit with these lands. So like Aven Mind Sensor may be a consideration, but that's 2 fetch lands out of his hand. Does he kill this? Liliana could be a good one here for him. Mimic Vat. Okay, that doesn't really scare me. Yeah, I'll draw a million lands. Mimic Vat really isn't that scary. Now, like the Hero of the Bladehold is something I have to watch out for. So I think what we do here is this. Play this little guy out. Yep. And then I think we play this out. If he has a Wrath, that's not good. But this is a huge time beating. At a minimum. This is non-token only. Okay. So he's playing all of the colors. So maybe we should have left the Aven Mind Sensor up, I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of just closing the game out quickly, but we'll see what he plays here. Mimic Vat is definitely a scarier card, but it also means if he kills one of my things, he cannot recurse it to block. Could just be Wrath of God. Oh, Johnny, okay. Well, that's going to die. He's going to probably kill one of the things. None of them are really great, though, under Mimic Vat. Okay. And we will definitely draw more lands. The best draw off the top ropes is definitely a Geddon effect. That just turns his entire game plan off. Well, that is not bad either. I think what we do is this. I think we just put a 1/1 into play, or we could just bang into him really hard. Yeah, we're just going to put a 1/1 into play. Attack a Johnny. Attack RO. Land tax is really doing a number on him here. Land tax is one of those cards a lot of people doubt. It's the hidden stuff it does for you. Like turning Smuggler's Copter into like a loot engine, turning crap cards, lands, into real cards, setting up Armageddons, purifying top deck. And I mean, like, I'll always be at 7 cards, especially on the draw against stuff like this. I don't need to play him on if I don't want to. Alright, so he's going to leave up the Mimic Vat, which is interesting. I think what we do, we're not going to play a land down here. What we'll end up doing is just setting up a bigger turn the following turn. So he can block our soldier token. Well, let's do this. We'll play out... Actually, I think I'm just going to play this out and leave open Aven Mind Sensor. And then I'll fly over with the A Quarter Paladin. Or will I? No, I'm just going to give this thing +3/+3. I'm going to life him on this thing, because if he has removal, like, that's so much worse. And if his plan is to use the Anafenza token to get the A Quarter Paladin, then I'll just tap it down with my Gideon's Lawkeeper. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is going to do what he wants it to. Okay. And then we'll play Smuggler's Copter around at the end of this, because we're not going to have Aven Mind Sensor open anymore. I just want to play around with removal, because if he has the removal, I can't really stop that against the A Quarter Paladin. That puts him down to 6. Wrath is no longer really live for him, because, I mean, I can just... Okay. I can just play another token out with Elsbeth and bang in there with a Smuggler's Copter. But more than likely what I do is just play out the Aven Mind Sensor, pump the Smuggler's Copter after activating it with the Elsbeth for lethal. So this is like a mono Planeswalkers deck. He may have a Wrath or something here. Should be good. That's not going to be enough. It's not enough with Smuggler's Copter in play. I don't think there's cards now. Okay, he creates a beast. That's fine. It's still game, though. No, I'm good. I'm not going to waste time. Oh, Stonecloaker. Cool. We'll just win. I can't think of... Yeah. Oh, Flagstones. Yep. Good game. Definitely good game, man. Didn't really get a touchdown with Stonecloaker either, but this is not really the match for Stonecloaker. So he is like Planeswalker Control. This may be tougher for us. Just depends on how many Wraths he has. Do I like the Parallax Wave? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of creatures out of him. Although I kind of like this card on 4. Now what else do I like? I don't know if he has Wraths or not. Kind of like Vryn Wingmare. You know, as a hedge, I'm going to run this in there. I'm going to cut this one. Because I think he probably does have Wraths. If he's playing Planeswalker Control, it's kind of a deck, I think, similar to ML Berlin's. What do I want to cut? I kind of like Stonehewer still in this matchup. He's not fast. We don't really need to be, like, extremely fast. So what don't we like? The Stonecloaker is probably too slow. I like the Mind Sensor. Not too slow, it's just not necessary in this matchup, and it's 3 mana. 8.5 seems okay. Actually, a quarter may be poor. It's fast, but... Let's go with this. I think we're going to go with this. Disenchant's consideration, too. I'm going to have him show me more. But Disenchant and Collective Effort, which Collective Effort's also a new board card that I put in there. Over, I believe, one of the Red Deck Wins hate cards. This hand is kind of slow. It doesn't have a 1-drop, but I could draw into it. It's got land. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Thalia's Lieutenant makes this pretty strong. This is just a Spirit, though, right? Spirit Soldier. This will get the +1/+1 pump. Plus, it'll pump itself when it comes into play. I plan on playing the inoffensive first. We're going to keep this. It's not quick. Hopefully, it doesn't mull into Oblivion. I'd like to have a good game, you know? His deck is one of those decks, though. It is more prone to mulligans, and it does not mulligan well. Okay. And I say that because of the mana base. Well, sometimes you do get there. That is a 1-drop and also a human. So we don't really want more lands after 4. 4 is... I mean, I guess we do have 1 5-drop in the deck, but the chances of us drawing it are pretty low. Cool. I think that'll be okay. So we're going to play this out. And then force him to have removal here. Oh, no. Well, he mulled the 6. Kind of a hopeful 6, though, I think. So what we're going to do is we are going to play this out. We're going to stop him from doing what he's doing. And we'll put a +1/+1 counter. Realistically, probably on this thing, because the Gideon will be gone next turn. I know it eschews damage this turn, but I think we're okay with that. I mean, heck, he could just Wrath us, like Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge would be a beating. No, he doesn't have it. Okay, well, it's probably game then. I like Caracas. Well, let's pump up the team. Let's go with this. And we'll put it on this thing. And then we'll play this guy out. Putting a +1/+1 counter on that thing. Yeah, this deck's just really consistent. That's its power, is consistency. They want to tap this one and make it indestructible. That's probably game. I mean, I feel bad because, I mean, we're essentially just fishing here. Yeah, good game. Oh, Ob Nixilis? Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, there's that silly thing. We'll just attack in. There's our 1/5 drop. Okay. Okay, yep, that's game there. Alright, well, let's go back to the play lobby. Let's see if he wants to play another game. I'm going to quick pause. Alright guys, we're live. We're playing Grixis again. We have a Thoughtseize, Vendilion Click, and Batterskull in hand against an unknown deck our opponent might be playing. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to go ahead and kind of sculpt our top deck here, as opposed to Thoughtseizing turn 1. We do not want that. We want something, we want action. Ideally like Counterspell of some sort, because I think we want to get to 5 here relatively quickly. Okay, we're against some sort of red deck with a Fire Drink Satyr and a Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble is odd to me. Very odd to me. Okay. He wants to look at my top card. Okay. Well, he knows what my top card is. I don't even know what my top card is because I put it on the bottom. Okay. Oh, complicate. Cool. Well, I think what we do here is this. He knows what we have, so we'll play our tapped land. And I don't like doing this, but we're going to Thoughtseize here. And I'm kind of glad I did. What do I get here, though? Yuck. Well, the biggest problem card is definitely the Sulfuric Vortex. But I think I have to get this. Let's get the Ash Zealot. It's a permanent. And it's going to be impossible to block with the Vendilion Click. I think it'll accrue him a lot of advantage. And it kind of like matches up well with the 2 damage we just took off the Thoughtseize. He can obviously pump the Fire Drink Satyr. I don't think he will. We'll see, though. Sylvan Scrying, or Scrying Sheets is not a card I would expect to see in this deck. I don't mind seeing it, albeit. Okay. Okie doke. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pass it back and see what he plays here. We'll complicate it if we can and try to get value off of that. So, if he attacks in, we're going to block. So, I like this. This is going to buy us a little bit of time, I think. We're at 12, which is not good. This deck typically has a tougher time with red deck wins. I think Grixis Pie colors tend to, but it just depends on their spell to creature ratio. So let's see what he's drawn. He may have removal for this, and that's fine if he does. Char, Koth the Hammer, Scab Clan, Sin Prodder. Well, I think we leave him with all that. No, I'm good. Because he can't cast any of it right now. We preserve our life total a bit here. And we'll just continue to pass it. Because I want to just get to Batterskull. Batterskull I don't feel like he can beat. And Complicate is going to be, I think, randomly decent. That's not a legal card in this format, but okay. We'll cycle it. Actually, you know, we should have just stolen that, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to steal a non-legal card. Oh, the Gurmag Fish. Cool. Alright, yeah, he is having mana troubles here. So, I think we have to hope he misses for a turn, but even if he does not, we have the Gurmag Fish to back this up. He's going to have a Char, though. I do wish I could play Jit. That card is stellar. I mean, it's not a fair card whatsoever. I would never deign to say that it was fair. It's basically the ender of all mid-range matchups. Now, if we fade land one turn, we win. And it looks like we did, because he would have slammed it and then slammed the Sulfuric Vortex, which then sets up Char the following turn. We're doing 4 damage a turn, plus we drop Gurmag next turn. Just depends on his draws. Only play with a... No problems, man. It's not an issue. No problems. Just jealous. And I am. I like that card a lot. It's one of the greats. One of the greats of all time. Alright, now I feel like we cannot lose. Okay, so we will play this thing. I'm not. I guess I'm sort of testing. I just play for fun, guys. I mean, like, I guess everything is testing when you're playing. I like Inquisition here. Let's ditch the land, and I think the Serum Visions. And we will go ahead and get the Sulfuric Vortex out of hand, because that is definitely the scariest card. And then play out a Big Daddy Angler. And Serum Visions will be the last one. Okay. Okay, that was a pretty strong turn. And we faded it just in time. Well, not just in time. We faded it by 2 turns. If he had gotten the Sulfuric Vortex down, I think he still had a very good shot with his hand, the way it was. Now, what does he play? I don't think there's a good play. It was that thing, which is like fine. He can't attack through our stuff, though. I mean, they have a 5/5 and a 4/4. And I could just suit up the Gurmag fish. Well, that's a good draw. That's strong. I think we see what we can draw into with this. Let's give this a shot. Cool. Well, I think he has to block here. I mean, I guess he doesn't have to, but, like, this feels pretty unstoppable. Yeah, I don't see what he does here. I'm just going to pass it back. And we'll probably counter his next threat. Or we could burn it off with the Kolaghan's command. It's an option 2. Okay. Yeah, good game. Make him discard another card, and then we have lethal attackers on board. And he obviously doesn't have blocks here. Okay, well, his mana failed him. I don't think Scrying Sheets is a card that that goes in Red Deck Wins, though. It's just too much of an investment card. It's very slow. So I like the board plan of this deck. This deck has a heck of a board against Red Deck Wins, and it kind of needs it. That's a lot of hate. What do we take out? I still like Kalitas. Probably the Toxic Deluge. I don't like that. Dismember's a little bit iffy, too. Yeah, the miners are terrible. I don't think the miners are good enough here. What else don't we like? Thinking the Ice seems good. True Name seems okay. Vent Click seems okay again. Exclude seems a little slow. Let's get rid of that. Dissolve also kind of seems slow. Well, Torrential Gear Hulk is just slow too, right? It's artifacts, so it's like, eh. It's a threat, though. That could be wrong, take a threat out. Just so high along the curve that I don't know if I like it. I don't like Undermine that much either, but I like it better than... Well, I like Dissolve better than Undermine. Just gotta lower our curve and just be as interactive as possible, I think. And hope to land like our Thing in the Ice or like one of our other Delve threats that allow us to keep up counter magic. Here are Kalitas. Kalitas is a little inefficient too, but we're gonna go with this. See how we do. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of hate. Spellskite plus Sundroplet plus the Blast package plus Chill. What else do we put in there? Probably some more. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just 6 cards. Still a lot. We just cut our less efficient ones. so we can hopefully pair up better. Well, we have a chill, so we have a hate card in hand. Otherwise, the hand's slow. We're going to keep it based on the strength of that and hope he has a slower start. If he does not, if he goes like turn 1 Goblin Guide, it's just trouble for us, right? Okay, figure is not good, but we can hopefully burn it off. He'll make it a 2/2 probably next turn. Now, if he has another 1-drop, that's bad. If we can get this chill down, though, I feel like Fact or Fiction should be able to find us some answers for this. But we'll see. Wasteland would be okay with me here if he Wastelanded me. All right, he's going to pump it. Does he have a secondary 1-drop? Oh. Really? Well, that's not good for you. Because I don't think the 2/2 is going to go the distance. I definitely like chill right now. Although I'm probably going to have to use a red spell to kill that thing. And really, it comes down to do you have Gut Shot. That's about the only thing he can cast here. Or Fire Blast. Yeah. It does. Okay, Mental Misstep. That seems good. So, what we'll do here is play out this. We'll go ahead and Inquisition him. And what does he have? An Esh Zealot, a Goblin Pile Driver, and an Eidolon of the Great Revel. Okay, so like no 1-drops, right? Well, let's get rid of this. And we may be flipping that thing back to hand with Cryptic Command. That doesn't seem good enough to me, though. And then we can counter on the backswing. Okay, we need one more land to cast any of that stuff. Okay. It's a lot of damage. Okay, I think here we leave open our Cryptic Command and or Fact or Fiction. And we're going to see if he makes a land drop. Alright, sweet. He makes a land drop. Is he going to play on his Ash Zealot? I hope he does. If he does, we get his spell plus flip this thing back to hand and just, pretty much own him. I think he's going to. Yeah. And I like this exchange quite a bit. Counter target spell and return target permanent to its owner's hand. Alright, so a Ponder. Cool. I think what we're going to do, though, is Fact or Fiction and Mental Misstep his other card. That could have been wrong, though. He had another 2-mana play. It was the Goblin Pile Driver. Well, he's on enough mana to cast something else at this point. It could possibly be. We'll see. Okay, the Goblin Pile Driver. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go ahead and find answers to this. Those seem like good answers, all of them. If he gives me that by itself, I think I will take the other pile. I think he has to be a little more generous than that to make Tasker good enough. Yeah, okay. And now I may take it. Well, the other pile is very enticing as well. It's difficult. I definitely do like me a Tasker, and it can block the heck out of a Goblin Pile Driver all day. So that's the pile. Okay, well, I'll take this. That's fine. I'll take more cards. That will resolve, for sure. Okay. We'll find a way to deal with that. Okie doke. So let's fetch. Probably getting a Badlands. And let's go ahead and... Let's Serum Visions first. We're going to put both those on the bottom. I don't really want to see either of those again, so let's do this. And put both those on the bottom. Well, there's a Snapcaster. What does that get me? I think I really need or want here. Okay. Well, from here, I think we need to pass it back. Other attacking goblin. Okay, well, it's only going to be a 1-2, so I can take the damage from that. I do need to be able to miscalc his next play, and I hope he doesn't draw a lantern. If he does, it's really detrimental. Oh, a Hellspark Elemental. Okay. What we're going to do here is this. We will miscalc this. He'll be able to return it next turn. We definitely need a kill spell. That's kind of what we're looking for here. And we're not being very lucky in finding it. So, well, that doesn't quite do it. Let's ponder here. I don't like it. Well, this again is garbage. I don't think we've been very lucky this game, actually. Yeah, I do want to shuffle. And I think at this point, I am going to him his hand. I got the browbeat and that. Okay. And I think we cast this out. Terminate. Well, there's a removal spell, finally. After, like, ripping through our library. Now, if we can pass this turn without dying, and the reason I play out the Baleful Strix is because it stops the 4/4. The flying 4/4. He can unbury it, or dig it up. What is it called? Unearth it. But that's about it. So, we see figure come back down. Actually, I shouldn't have F6 there. That was poor. He'll pump it. That's cool. He has protection from what I have going on, which is fine. Okay. Although I want to take 2. No, I can't block that. Wasteland has been a recurring theme for us, huh? Has it not? Okay. Well, let's pass it. We do not have a lot going on here. We need to find a threat, and we need to find, like, removal. We can counter most other things. So, like, the Browbeat and the Mana Barbs are actually bad ditches off of our hymn. So we can counter that stuff. Let's see what he gets up to here. It'll be interesting to see. I don't feel like I can fetch anymore. I think I'm okay with that generally. Yeah. We have to take the 1 here. Down to 6. I don't like it. Well, let's at least counter magic. Now what we really need is a threat. We could just have failed to find threats. And we did take 1 of them out of our deck. Being fair. I feel like we have run bad this game, though. Abbot of Carol Keep. We'll counter this. Batterskull will be like the best draw in the deck. I don't feel like I can pop the Terminate on this thing. Well, that is a strong one. Okay. So let's pass it back. I mean, we could start banging in there with the Creeping Tar Pit. Maybe I'm being too passive. Maybe. He might. He very well might on his own. I don't think he belongs in that deck, though. I've yet to see other goblins. Okie doke. I hope he casts pre-combat, but if he does not, that's more land. That is not good. What does he have here? Possibly a red elemental blast. It's viable. He can't pay for it, though. Oh, Sun Droplet. Cool. That's a good one. So we're going to take one more beating from this thing. He's down to one card. We're going to leave the Terminate in hand here, guys. I like leaving Terminate just to play around. That's actually great, too. Alright, well, we're on a roll now. We'll pay for this. We'll see if he goes for the Unearth this turn. He may or may not. He may or may not. Let's see what he does here, though. Oh, Price of Progress. Well, I can't have that. We'll take the 1. I think he forgot about his Unearth cards. Huh. Well, then let's do this. We'll play the Arc Trail on this thing plus his face. Leave open the Grim Lavamancer. There's a lot of cards just beat us here. You know, maybe I should have attacked there. Next turn I will attack. Alright, well, hit land. We're leaving open the terminate for... What is he asking for this? How much? How much are you thinking? Is really the more salient question. Alright, so he plays this one out. And this looks perfectly lethal. But we have the terminate that we have decidedly held on to prevent such an event. And I'm wondering why he did not do it earlier. Okay. Force spike is probably not good enough. But here's what we do. We got to win this game at some point, right? So, oops, not that color. So we can stop 1 mana spells, and yeah, we can stop like 6 mana spells, I guess. Alright. Anything that doesn't do 4. Or like try to cast multiple spells. He could just try to recurse. We gotta start plinking with the Grim Lavamancer. We obviously couldn't last turn. Cool. Sorry for doing the trade in the middle of this, guys. Oh, wait. Well, I guess he'll send it when he's ready. Okay, so he misses. That's good for us. What are the worst cards in here? Probably the creature cards. Oh, I already cast Snapcaster, so I guess... Well, I guess... That's very good. That was a good draw. I'm happy to have drawn that, because I think Force Spike is a dead card here. So we're just going to plink away. And sorry about that, guys. And sorry about that, brother. Okay, let's attack. Slowly but surely. That's the name of our game here. The Sun Droplet is a lot better early on, obviously. Oh, it's a Fire Blast? Oh, it's a Vexing Shusher. Let's do this. We can probably get him really good right here. So let's draw our card. Complicate. Cool. Okie doke. Can only play a 1 mana spell. Arc Trail. Logic Knot. Oh, cool. Well, this game is probably locked up now. I think when I'm on Complicate, Misstep, Force Spike is kind of junky, but Blue Elemental Blast is just a beating. That's just a heck of a card here. He could have a Reb of his own, but I mean, I just expect I'm on more counter magic than he is. This is a slow but sure grind fest. Vexing Shusher is a good board card. That's the problem I have with that card, though. I've taken out a lot of my boards. It just gets removed by so much. Like, it really has to be cast the same turn you intend on casting a spell. And really, he's landed here quite heavily. I think, heck, he almost has as many as we do. Is there any negative side effect to doing this? Probably not. Let's get rid of the land and the him. Well, that should be a game right now. So let's fire this up to see if he doesn't kill it. We have what? Well, we got there. Close. This deck is always close against this deck right here. Against red deck wins. And let's tell our opponent good games. And we're going to want to pause, guys.